Well, welcome to the Valley Hoops Insider Podcast, part of the Valley Hoops Insider website. I'm Harry Schrader, that dashing young man there on the other side of the screen. Tucker DeVries, the star basketball player for the Drake Bulldogs. They will no doubt be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the preseason rankings, and he will be the preseason player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference, the reigning player of the year in the MVC. And first of all, Tucker, just thanks for carving out time here early in the middle of September to talk to us before things really get rolling. What has your summer been like? I know you guys took a foreign trip to Spain. What has summer been like?
Yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, the team looks a little different this year, losing so much from last year and adding 9 or 10 new guys this year. But it's been fun getting to see everybody kind of mesh and gel and, really get after it this summer. A little more, excitement in the locker room with, some of the youth we have now. And obviously getting to go to Spain was a lot of fun. It's, you get to experience a lot of memories with these guys that, a lot of us might be the only time we travel overseas or go to Spain, and getting to do that, playing basketball and just creating memories in the college years is a lot of fun.
In 2021, you were the state of Iowa Mr. Basketball. In 2022, you're the freshman of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. 2023, you're the player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. What's there to do to achieve this year for Tucker DeVries?
Really just, get back to the tournament. I think, with the different team this year, it's, kind of a fresh start for, kind of flipping the page going into this year. And I feel like we have a lot to prove. I have a lot to prove. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I feel like we have a really good group, really talented group. And, I'm really excited about it, and, can't wait to go out there and, see what this group's able to do.
I read somewhere where you went to Drake in part because you guys had a lot of influence from the Creighton growing up years, and you saw what Coach McDermott and Doug McDermott got to do together as a father-son duo on a college basketball team. That was one of the factors for you ending up at Drake. How has that just journey and experience been for you and your father?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's something that not everybody gets to experience, and I wanted to take full advantage of that, and be able to kind of experience these years with him. And I think it's gone about more than what I could have imagined. And I'm looking forward to 2 more years of it, and see where this can take us.
You just mentioned 2 more years. A lot of people were surprised that maybe you didn't declare for the draft this year, even if you didn't plan on going to get those extra practices, the evaluations. What went into that decision?
Um, uh, See, in my mind, I just I enjoy where I'm at, what I'm doing. You know, if you leave, you never get those years back
Mm.
playing college basketball, and whether it's the right or wrong decision, I'm happy right now, and I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm ready to get back at it, and be with this group of guys, this staff, and just kind of enjoy the experience of college basketball for a couple more years.
But you have to look forward a little bit and look at what AJ Green is doing, some other guys that you've played with or against, and their experience. Have you had any kind of conversations with AJ about what he's experiencing? Because I know you guys had to have known each other previously.
I haven't talked to AJ. I've talked to Dad a little bit, but I'm super excited for him. Even Ben Shepherd, and like what these guys are able to do out of the valley and make it to the league is super exciting. And everybody's in a little different. Got a little different motives, a little different goals, and I'm super excited for them, and to be able to see their success, and to see that it is possible to come out of this league, and be able to get there is definitely motivating. And I think just being able to see that kind of puts that vision in your head of like what's possible, and just being able to work towards that.
I was talking to Kade Tyson the other day, the outstanding now sophomore at Belmont, and I said, "What's next for you?" And he said, "I got to get my body better. Like I got to be stronger. I got to be quicker in this off season. What are you thinking about? What are the things that you have to work on, improve on? What are you focusing on?"
Yeah, I think a lot like him, last year. That was my biggest thing as well, kind of transforming from that freshman to sophomore body, just adjusting to the college level, realizing the physical demands it takes. And I think this year, it honestly just kind of thinking more of, getting older, the game slows down a little bit, and just, thinking about where can I improve in little areas, and, just kind of watching a lot of film, and, obviously still improving on, the skill, and, always going to try and improve my body quickness, defense. And I'd say this year it's just kind of been being a leader, around a bunch of new guys, and just trying to put the right mindset into the group, and just try and help them become as successful as possible for this upcoming year.
The big conversation around college sports has to do with NIL and money that players can make. I think I just read something today that the Dartmouth basketball team is filing to become a union. There's so much change on that side of the basketball world. Without going into specifics, because that's none of my business, are the NIL possibilities, probabilities, are they prevalent in Des Moines and around your team?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely it's a not a bad time to be a college athlete for sure. If it were going to happen, I'm glad it was happening while I'm here. But yeah, it's going well for here in Des Moines.
So along those lines, I haven't noticed, have you appeared on your father's Papa John's spots yet? I've been watching those and been yelling at him about trying to take my job.
No, I guess I'm not worthy enough to be on those commercials.
He's doing a great job with those. I think those are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you play against or in any kind of AAU kind of things with Bowen Bourne when you were in high school? I know he's like a year older than you, but did you guys cross paths much in high school?
Not really. They were a class below us
Hmm.
in high school, so what he was able to do was phenomenal to watch. I actually went to a game or two of his in high school, and he's a great player, a lot of fun to watch, an exciting player. And we kind of got to know each other a little bit, just being around Central Iowa, and but we never. I think the first time we played against each other was probably my freshman year of college.
And is the Drake Northern Iowa rivalry, is that real? Is it fierce? I mean, is that a rivalry game? I know that a number of years ago, I was talking to a former broadcaster there, Drake, Larry Kotler, who's passed away, and he said, "Man, probably our biggest rival is Bradley." And I just wonder what that feels like these days, because your dad was obviously a Northern Iowa guy.
Yeah, I feel them both, a little bit in different ways. A lot of respect for both programs, and what makes these games so special is the success of both sides.
Hmm.
And every time you go up against UNI, it's in-state rivalry. A lot of respect for the coaches, the players. A lot of Iowa guys on that team, and you like seeing the guys from Iowa succeed, but obviously, when it's game time, it's an in-state game. It's atmosphere. The juices are going around. You can feel the buzz in the arena a little bit more, and it's just an exciting game to be a part of. And then Bradley, just the success of both programs the last 4 to 5 years.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of the years it's been us two kind of at the top 2, 3, and especially this past year, it's you can just feel it. Everybody's a little more on edge, and but that's just says a lot about the two programs and the success they've had, and kind of the respect they give each other as far as understanding how good both teams are.
I remember reading and then also asking you about this previously. You said, you know, you obviously had a great high school career and you were really, terrific and recruited by different people, but you weren't convinced or you didn't know how good you could be. Was there a point in your process that you said, man, you know what? I can really do this. I can be a leading player, a player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I think it just goes back a little bit. Just trying to continue to work, and my mindset's always that there's always work to be done. You're never good enough. You always have a lot of places to be a lot better in. And I think just kind of growing in this system with a bunch of older guys coming in as a freshman. I was a little bit surprised with how much confidence they instilled into me, and
Hmm.
I put a lot of my success in these past 2 years in those guys and allowing me to kind of just be me and you know just play basketball and where the rest take care of itself and um, just continue to work and understand that it's not just given to you. You really got to work for it, and as long as I know that I put everything out there on and off the court, in season, out of season, and I live with the results no matter what they are, as long as I know I gave it what I had.
Biggest thrill in college basketball so far for you or your team, or what's the thing you think back? Man, that was unbelievable.
Honestly, it nothing beats the college basketball atmospheres. The fans. Getting to do it with college teammates.
Hmm.
It's the bond's a little different. It's just you're with them so much. You get so close with these guys, and you feel like a little family, big family actually. And
Hmm.
you go into these road environments, and there's nothing much better than coming out of there with a win, and or even vice versa, coming into a home game, and you have 8,000 people cheering for you, and it's a lot of fun. And it's something that's unique in the sports world is college basketball, and I think that's a few things that will just stick with me forever.
I'm gonna have you break down the roster a little bit. You and Darnell. Well, Darnell's been there, since the 1980s, and but I want to talk about Darnell and Connor Enright. Those are kind of the two guys that are back. There are others, but two guys that's played significant minutes for you guys last year. Talk about. And let me say it differently. What do we not know about Darnell Brody or Connor Enright that we should know?
Uh, Darnell Brody might be the funniest teddy bear off the court. People would never realize that. And honestly, it takes a little bit. He's got to open up a little bit for you before he starts doing that. But yeah, Brody's an amazing teammate. He's passionate about the game, and I think that's been shown over the last couple of years of his improvements. And I'm super excited for Brody this season. I think he's really taken on that leadership role of there's not a lot of old guys in this locker room right now, and he's one of them, and he's really shown it, and he's been dominating in practice and doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, and I'm super excited to see where he's able to go this year.
And then tell me about Connor a little bit. Something about Connor that we don't know.
Yeah, Connor. Yeah, we've lived together for 2.5 years now, so it's yeah, he's about what you'd expect, a tremendously hard worker. Obviously super fun to be around. Super nice guy. But yeah, the mullet his mullet explains his personality as well about as well as I could explain it.
Well, your freshman year, you kind of had the longer hair going as well, and then you kind of cut it back last year. What kind of fashion statement will you be making this year?
I don't know. I get a little pushback from the girlfriend a little bit on letting it grow too long. So I actually just got it cut. It was getting to that point again where we were starting to have the headband a little bit. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. It kind of depends if I wake up one day and just decide to go get a haircut or not.
There are so many new guys, and so I'm going to put you on the spot. You don't have to mention all nine of them, but give me a couple of names, some guys that have stood out to you so far during summer practice or in your trip to Spain. You thought, oh, I didn't know he could do that, or just tell us about a few of the new guys.
Yeah, I think we are young, but we do have a lot of guys that have played college basketball, bringing in I think four transfers.
Hmm.
You know, you got Atten Wrights. He can really fill it up. He can really score it. He can make and take really. Boy, there we go. And it's exciting to watch. He's a fun player to be around. Really nice guy. Ethan Roberts, another guy from Army. He can really shoot it, space the floor. Carlos Rosario, you know, long athletic wing from Washington State. He's really fun to be around, and you know, you can kind of see him start to really fill in that almost the Garrett Sturts role a little bit of like really knowing how to cut, kind of being that guy that you know gives himself up to you know maybe allow a great shot for somebody else, and then. Another transfer is Kyron Gibson from UTA, and he's been really good as well. Can really shoot it, really solid player. So I think all the transfers are, you know, really going to help us out this year. And then obviously we brought in a lot of freshmen, and that's something that you know I haven't experienced yet. You know, coming to Drake is kind of only been. I think my class was 2 freshmen, and last year we brought in 1 or 2 as well. So it's been exciting having you know kind of see them grow and the amount of growth that you know you see in these freshmen and. You know, I think there's you know a few of them that will really stick out this year and will definitely help us this season.
You mentioned the excitement of a brand new roster. You know, for us, for Valley watchers, I know half the time what you guys are going to do and where Roman's going to cut, where Garrett's going to go. I mean, I've been watching you guys for so long. I think there is kind of that sense of newness, fresh approach. I'm like, because in my own brain, I'm thinking, okay, now what guard is going to drive into the paint and then spin backwards and do all those Roman 10 things. And you mentioned Carlos maybe being able to do some of the Garrett things. It's going to be so interesting. I think exciting and maybe an opportunity for growth even in your own game with different people providing different kind of weaponry.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it'll be a different team this year, and you know, no, we're not asking anybody to you know fill Roman's role or fill Garrett's role or fill DJ's role. I think we've just kind of allowed everybody to kind of be themselves, and you know, it will take some time, you know, to kind of get to where we were last year. I mean, we had guys that played so many games together, and you know, we were so good at you know just feeding off of each other and playing well together, but. I really do think this team, this talent we have, you know, if we can get to that point with this group, you know, we can really take everybody's expectations a lot higher.
Final question: favorite place to play in the Valley that isn't Drake? Where do you like to go? What maybe it's a shooting background, maybe it's fans that give you a hard time. What's your favorite place? Where do you like to go?
Man, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good environments, but yeah, one of my favorite arenas. We actually didn't get to even play there last year. So it's based off one game. Is Illinois State. I don't know what about it. Just you know, maybe it's the lighting or yeah, UNI's fun. You know, and obviously in-state rivalry. You know, it always gets a little loud in there. But yeah, those two definitely stick out a little bit. And you know, just as far as arenas and atmospheres, you know, when Illinois State's good, they get a lot of fans, and they're not the quietest fans either. They can be out there yelling at you pretty good.
Well, okay, so we've come up with one controversy here today. It's that Dad doesn't think you warrant being on the Papa John's commercials. So that's the breaking news out of the podcast today.
Yeah, I do think it's all the newcomers, but you know, I might have to give them a hard time for that one.
Well, I definitely will be. So that's good. Tucker, appreciate your time today. I wish you all the best. So excited about your career and where it's going. You know, I'm a big believer. I don't know if you read any of these kind of magazines, but the Blue Ribbon annual almanac comes out. It's kind of the college basketball Bible, and they have 4 all-American teams. What I mean is they have 20 guys on their all-American team. I've taken them to task because they didn't put you on one. So
Well, I appreciate that.
I've been pounding them. I'm saying one of these guys ain't making it because Tucker DeVries is. So wish you all the best this year. Make me look good, right?
Yeah,
And
well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
appreciate it. I imagine you'll be down here in St. Louis here in a couple of weeks for the media day, but we appreciate the time today.
Yep, we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.
That's Tucker DeVries. He is the star forward for the Drake Bulldogs. You've been watching the Valley Hoops Insider podcast right here, part of valleyhoopsinsider.com. Remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.